a fourplex with 4 basement suites. When they put the mechanical room on the main floor, typically it's either in the basement level, but now CMHC wants it self-contained in 2 separate. These 2 doors, this one and this one, goes to the basement suites. These 2 are for the upper unit. Once drywalled and insulated, even if you hit it, the sound or the energy doesn't get transferred over to the other unit. This is the concrete fire separation wall. Now you don't need this anymore. This would save you another 30,000 in my opinion. Welcome back to another video, you guys. Today I'm here in the community of Renfrew here in Calgary, but this time it's a property site tour where the construction is still happening. But listen, like, we're in a community where the property is right opposite to it. Look at this apple tree. I mean, like, there's a lot of apples. Do you want to come in and zoom in and show it to them, or can you? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, think about apples right in front of your property or in your backyard, right? But it's neighbors, so hopefully they're a friendly neighbor. You can eat some apples, or your tenants can eat some apples and probably get some high rent. But enough of the joke, you guys. So today, that's the site. It's a fourplex with 4 basement suites. And so the framing is completed. The electrical, plumbing, mechanical, all the inspections have been completed. So the site is ready for the next stage, which is drywalling. Yeah, so let's go for a quick tour and then just walk around the property just in general to kind of get feel for how they've done their job. And then also we look for certain things which I really like that certain builders may avoid it, but this time we have it on the site. Let's go. First things first, you guys, just on the exterior, if you look at it, obviously in Calgary, we need that concrete wall, as I've mentioned in the previous video. But in this particular one, you'd also see the trusses. You know, you have a little 2 steel links. It's part of the fire code. And we have dense glass fire insulated drywall. That's also something which is also visible right here. That's a fire rated drywall, pretty much. And the way that this is designed is just over here you can see 4 doors, right? So these are the 2 middle units. So these 2 doors, this one and this one, goes to the basement suites, and then these 2 are for the upper unit, right? So this kind of is what you're looking for, which fits right in for a CMHC MLI Select product. It's 8 units in total. The other thing, as you notice right at the front again, is these large window wells. Okay, a lot of people just go for steel. I mean, this is all wood window well, and then you have much larger windows. Look at this, you have 3 panels pretty much. The bigger windows would just ensure there's a lot of light going into the basement, necessarily just making sure you're getting a better unit. So as you make your way into the site, okay, right here, again, this is only something that you see in Calgary, is this stormwater tank, or whatever you want to call it. This is part of the DSSP survey, which basically all the water, if there's a rain through the gutters, will be all tied into this tank. It's kind of deep. You can show it. And you can see the water. So there's 2 of those tanks. Really hard to see, hey? Yeah. But you got 2 of those tanks, which is just part of the city requirement here in Calgary. One, we have it in the back, which then gets tied into the city main sewer line. Okay, so the other thing, so if you can look on the sides of the foundation here, most times you would just see concrete, but this time you have a concrete and a membrane on top. This one right here. So this kind of like is an envelope just around around the foundation of this property. Just make sure, just in future, because if there's any cracks or anything with the concrete, there's no water seepage into the basement, and your property is a little bit more, what do you call, well built. Probably well built is the right word to use. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is, okay, now this one right here, you see this black membrane? This one here is actually torched in, I should say. It's kind of like another membrane, which protects this landing area, because this is wood. And then if there's any water, people bring their shoes over, and once the ice melts, it doesn't damage, it doesn't cause no mold, so it kind of like water seals the entire thing right to the concrete or the foundation. And there's going to be a few inches of concrete which goes on top here, so this would just feel like another concrete. This would not be quite visible anyway. And this is a Talvex sheets, right? So this is more waterproof. This is what they usually put it on here, and then they put concrete on top. So this particular builder, what he did was he went for this material. I don't know what exactly this is called, but this is something that the people who do the roof does. Mostly this material is used for flat roofs or torched roof, so to speak. Okay, so now the other thing, if you look out top there, you see spray foam insulation. So you still have more flooring, or I believe it's the bedroom right on top there. So without that insulation there, this part would just feel cold, especially during the winter time. So you got to make sure all these parts which is cantilevered or exposed, you got to have spray foam. Same thing in the back, you'd see a little bit of spray foam there. So we just have to make sure when we're doing site visits they've done it properly, because all of those can really get covered within the same day of doing the job. Okay, let's go to the back. So just here in the back, I mean, this property is designed, it's kind of like pushed towards the other side, so you get a little bit extra space here. Okay, so here you would see all the units have been given a barbecue point. Right, so this is a gas line, and so all 4 above grade units can pretty much have their own little private space here, and put a barbecue machine or whatever for summers. And then this is tile whack. Just make sure every electrical outlets, you know, this one is for AC. So the way that you can tell is you can see this copper here, so it's only rough vents. So as soon as you see something like this, you just know the house would come in with rough vents AC. I mean, if they do decide to give you the unit, sure, but make sure they have those. And then this is also the other part of the extension, as I was saying. So this area would feel really cold during winters. So again, like we cut it out open a little bit there just to make sure they've done proper spray foaming all throughout the joists. All right, now let's go inside. So through the back you get in. Okay, so that's where the kitchen would be going. A lot of times what I've seen with these multi-unit design or fourplexes in inner city, etc., when they put the mechanical room on the main floor, typically it's either in the basement level, but now CMHC wants it self-contained in 2 separate. So basement has their separate, upstairs have their separate. So this one here, it's going to be tucked in with the kitchen. So the kitchen just goes here, the fridge would just go here, and then they've actually used the space. Functionality wise, I'd give a 10 out of 10, because whatever they needed for space for the furnace, that's all they've taken here. So you rest of the area is really for the living space, so to speak. This is going to be the entertainment wall, where I think this is where the electric fireplace would go in. This is going to be the wall for the TV. So just make sure they have these 2x4s or 2x6s just placed rightly, so that if you want to have like a hanger for your TV, you're not trying to find the right stud, but you have like a nailing point, so to speak. Now the other thing that I make sure is I always step by here and just make sure it's kind of lined properly when we're doing the site inspection, or once we drywall it would be a little wavy. So the OSB board that you place on the exterior, it cannot be put vertical, it has to be put horizontal, and there's going to be a little bit space, if you can see, between that. That's just a city requirement, just for proper ventilation, if anything, and in the future if the house has like slight movement, it doesn't affect the building envelope and such. And then make sure all the ducting is done properly. There's not too many bulkheads, just everything is aligned properly. Something that we also make sure. If you come this way, this is the spray foam they have done to really insulate any air or draft coming through the exterior, right on the joist as well. As you can see that we saw from the outside, it's all completely sealed in. Now going upstairs, let's see. Made in Canada stairs. I love seeing stuff which is made in Canada. So here you have 3 bedrooms. This is the master bedroom, obviously very large windows. Just make sure the headboard is designed well enough. They've got 2x4 studs on both sides to support the headboard. That's important. This is the washroom. It's too hard to say now. Washrooms, I typically do inspections or do a site visit when they have done the tiles, etc. That's when it's really important to make sure the grouts are aligned, tiles are aligned properly. Yeah, so this is the concrete fire separation wall between the 4 units. That was the city code. Now you don't need this anymore. Calgary City understood this is just an overspend actually, and then they killed this. So basically you can just have a normal fire separated 2 drywall or something. I just have to figure out what exactly it is called. But this would save you another $30,000 in my opinion. And you still would have to fireproof between the units, but not up to a concrete wall standard. because it's going to be a shared wall type thing. So if you look at the framing here, there's going to be two framing, right? So it's essentially two walls. One's for one unit, that the other one is a completely separate unit. And if you look at like down there, there's probably an inch gap. So there's a channel that they put in so that the entire wall is separated by 1 inch all throughout. So once drywalled and insulated, even if you hit it, the sound or the energy doesn't get transferred over to the other unit, just making it soundproof, right? So yeah, you can really see that there. And then yeah, if you take a look at this, like the building will not be connected to each other. The foundation would be, and obviously the truss would be, but the units itself on the two floors will not be connected. So there's real no sound transfer, so to speak. It just acts as a barrier. Oh yeah, so the other thing, if you look at the railing, a lot of times what happens is, you probably have seen this too, like if you have railing, it kind of comes out because it's pretty much like drywall, screwed into the drywall. But they put these wood just along the railway here, the future rail, once the drywall is done. So you can just screw anywhere along that length and then still have like a firm place for the railing to stick onto when you screw them. And then as you can see just in the back here, they just did all the electrical work and then gas lines. So there's going to be 8 meters for these 8 units. And then this is the secondary tank for the same thing as I said, the stormwater. Right in the front you had one. It just acts as like an extra reservoir tank. If there's like too much water coming in, it doesn't just overflood the city sewer system because it's older in this area, because this helps as a reservoir and this slowly releases it to the main city lines, right? That's it, you guys. Hopefully you found some value in it. I'd be doing more of these videos. Now, obviously we'd be coming back in after 2 months or 3 months when this project is completed and showing the layout. Feel free to message me, or if you did find some value in this, make sure to share it with someone who would also enjoy this video. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.